What is up, Light Fam? Welcome to another video. My name is David, your spiritual awakening coach, here to help you on your spiritual awakening. Now, as a spiritual awakening coach, it is my job to kind of break up the seemingly infinite topic of spirituality into bite-sized pieces so that people just waking up can digest it. So maybe you're new to spirituality and you have this yearning, this calling to learn more about spirituality, or maybe you had an impactful event that sparked a spiritual awakening and you're wondering where to go from there, or maybe you've been on the spiritual path for a couple of years now and you're starting to question your spiritual journey. So this video on spirituality for beginners should definitely cover all of that. Let's go. Let's get into this topic of spirituality for beginners by first defining what spirituality actually is. In my opinion, spirituality is the independent discovery and the personal experience of yourself as an eternal, limitless being. This discovery starts from within, so it's a personal truth that resonates on the deepest internal level, and you live your life from that space of personal power. You experience your own ability to create the reality that you experience, and you experience firsthand that that ability to create has nothing to do with worthiness, deserving. There's no condemnation, damnation, or judgment. Everything is frequency and energy. And you alone have the power and the birthright to choose which frequency to align with, which in turn determines what you experience in your physical reality, not deserving or a reward for passing some cosmic test. Spirituality for beginners. If you are a free thinker, a critical thinker, someone that finds their own truth instead of blindly believing and accepting what someone else says is true, then spirituality may be for you. And that is because spirituality is all about the individual's personal experience as what resonates as true for them. This is also what's known as gnosis. So your personal truth emanates outward, and your world adjusts and molds itself to your truth. Living your personal spiritual truth establishes your independent sovereignty. There is no dogmatic hierarchical establishment from which you need to seek approval or redemption. There is no acting in ways that don't resonate with your soul out of fear of damnation. There's no enemy. No enemy is lurking around every corner waiting to thwart your every plan and sabotage anything good from coming into your life. No, spirituality is about throwing fear, condemnation, codependency, shame, guilt, and dispowerment out the window and living a free and on purpose powerful life of authenticity and fulfillment. Spirituality for beginners. If your dominant frequency is in alignment with self-love, then spirituality may be for you. Unfortunately, a lot of the established religions out there have love on the window sticker, but as soon as you look under the hood, there's a whole lot of rules and regulations there. Watch how fast you experience the opposite of love if you break any of those rules. On top of that, they heap a bunch of out of alignment, archaic doctrine on top of you with their opinion of your worth, your place in the universe, your completeness and perfection, or should I say lack thereof. But spirituality is the journey to true self-love, and not in a selfish or narcissistic way, but in a way that appreciates and celebrates just how freaking magnificent, miraculous, and powerful you actually are. It's my opinion that an inadequate level of self-love is the reason that a lot of people are unhappy these days, acting out violently, having all kinds of addictions, bad relationships, acting inauthentic, with no boundaries, people pleasing, The list goes on. And that's certainly not to judge. We definitely have all been there. But spirituality is so heavily focused on self-love because the dominant frequency of source consciousness is love. And spirituality is the journey back to self with a capital S. Spirituality for beginners. If you are a brave person, then spirituality may be for you. And you have to be brave, a bit of a trailblazer with more of a leader mentality, because the path is not already laid out for you. There are no rules. There's no established institution or hierarchy. The only rules are the rules that you create that resonate with you, and you have experienced that those rules are true for you. The only map that exists is the map that you traverse, following the path that makes your heart sing, makes your soul sing. So you create your own map by following your joy without judgment and without fear. Spirituality is for the brave because it requires you to be brave enough to process your own emotions, which a lot of times means processing your own trauma. That's not easy. It requires you to be brave enough to challenge and overturn any limiting beliefs that you may have. A lot of times those limiting beliefs were handed to you. They're not even your beliefs. It requires you to be brave enough to be responsible for everything that shows up in your physical experience. There's no finger pointing in spirituality. There's no enemy, right? The enemy made me do this. The enemy had me think of it. No, there's no imaginary scapegoats in spirituality. There's no finger pointing. As a matter of fact, if you're pointing the finger, you're pointing the finger at the person or the thing that you just gave all of your power to. What was that, Dave? I said when you're pointing the finger, you're pointing the finger at the person or the thing that you just gave all of your power to. Can I get a witness? Write that down. Yeah, there's no scapegoats in spirituality, and it takes bravery to be responsible for everything that shows up into your life. It takes bravery to be the object that your environment is mirroring back to you, and if you don't like what you're getting reflected back in your physical experience, you have to be brave enough to shape and mold the object so that you get a different reflection. You also have to be brave enough to be responsible for your own happiness. Your twin flame is not responsible for your happiness. Your partner is not responsible for your happiness. Your job is not responsible for your happiness. Your parents are not responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your happiness. Now, if I said all of those things and you said, I'm brave enough for all of that, well, spirituality may be for you. You are so much more powerful than you may have been taught or led to believe. So if you're brave enough to go on that spiritual journey of self with a capital S discovery, then spirituality may be one of the most liberating, freeing, and powerful things that you ever do in your life. Before we get into the question of the day, if you need a spiritual awakening coach to help you break those old limiting beliefs, step into your personal power, and live a life of freedom and authenticity, we can work one-on-one through Zoom. Check the description below for that. Now, question of the day. What is your ideal of spirituality? Let us know in the comments below, Light Fam. If you have a question for me, remember to add me over on Instagram _Lightways. I do answer a lot of questions over there, and also I may make a video topic out of your question. Now, if you know anyone who needs a video on spirituality for beginners, please share this video with them. You may get them on the spiritual path to personal power. Remember to subscribe, click the notification bell, give it a like, all of that good stuff. We will see you in the next video. You know how we do it. Light, love, and abundance to all that are watching and to all you love. Peace, guys.